Alright, first impressions looking inside here. That back drum looks like it got pretty hot, and there is a lot of metal coming out of that thing. Yeah, this thing's definitely not happy inside. Let's see where the rest of it's coming from. Just pulled the pump. Nothing in here looks terrible. Don't see any metal up here. Back of the pump looks clean. Didn't expect to find anything up here. I'm gonna keep on digging in on these clutches, see what it is that let go. Alright, so first thing I was looking for is I looked at this front band. Material is actually just fine on it. Plenty of material left. It's not burnt or smoked. It's got a couple of little lines in it, but they're smooth. But then I noticed that, and you come over here, that situation's not good. So that particular thrust washer has officially left the chat. We'll see what the clutches look like when I get to a little bit further teardown, but first and foremost, that tried to weld itself together. So we'll see what we find out as we keep going. Okay, so looking at these front clutches, I took a peek in here, pulled that back. These clutches are actually just fine up here in the very front drum. Bushings don't look terrible. No other sign of metal debris coming out of anything. That survived. So we look up here, and we've got all sorts of metal coming out. I've got very little play in there, which means those steels are probably all sorts of warped. Can't see the condition of the clutch material, though it doesn't look terrible. But without taking it apart, it's impossible to say. There's no clearance left on that, so it was dragging. And dragging bad. Yeah, whatever. I'm not sure how this happened, how this welded itself together yet. But we'll find out. We're going to keep going. Alright, we're going to try and get this snap ring off of here. Let's. This half is welded. That is not going to be happy coming out of there. Oh, we're going to have to get a hammer. Alright, we're going to try this again. Okay, it spun, so I should be able to get it out now. There's all sorts of heat stress. There's no spring left in that clip. Yeah, it didn't even try and spring back. Now we gotta see. Oh, came right off. I'd have lost money. I'd have thought for sure that this planetary, one of the planetaries would have been fragged. It still rolls. Not well, but it still rolls. We got some wear going on. I guess not. No, that's still a little rough, but it's probably just got metal debris in it. Thrust washer in here. It's cooked. It's all sorts of galled up. Ooh, sprag is intact, but there's a ton of metal that has gone through there, and I'm betting that's this situation right here. Okay, now that we got this out and can take a better look at it, normally these would have come out separately. You got the planetary in between the two. As you can see, we are jammed. We're gonna have to pry these things apart and see if we can get that planetary to let go. Apologies for making you all seasick. There we go. That's not happy. That also is so bad that is how I was able to keep going. This has effectively become one solid mass of debris, jamming those gears up and locking the entire rotating assembly inside this transmission into one piece. That is how I was able to keep driving in a false third gear. It wasn't third gear, it was direct drive. There's a big difference, but I don't care. Alright, we're going to try this. We're going to see. Man, look how warped that housing is. You can see fragments just everywhere in there. It is not even thinking about wanting to come apart. It's just bending what little bit is left of that housing. It's got a proper pry bar in there. I mean, look at this debris. That is amazing. It's amazing it held together. Look how black that shaft is in there. This thing is done. Done. Look at the heat that was going on here. Normal steel color starts to get a little bit darker and gold. This aluminum had just gotten, it's annealed, it's dead soft. It's just prying back and forth when I even try and move it. This steel here, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there is blue right there. It transitioned from this nice normal gray back here, and we are blue all across here. This thing got hot. You know what, we might be able to get this if we change our tack. 2 pry bars, opposite direction, isometric prying. More rounds. They wore out of their bores. That's a nice 4-pinion Planet, and they just said no more. And ultimately, I think it came down to heat. The transmission just got too hot. I didn't lose the clutches. They're all still holding. Got to figure out why third gear was lagging, but this might a loose one. My first guess would be the fluid just lost lubricity as the temperature was going through the roof. It's totally on me. I did not add an external cooler. I only ran the internal cooler to the radiator with a 3000 stall converter while towing that trailer. So all of this is what results when the temperature gets too high, fluid overheats, it loses lubricity, and this ensues. So Not sure what the path forward is. There's no point in rebuilding this one. It's trash. There's nothing left but the case. Everything else has gotten hot, worn out. The shafts both got toasted on the ends when it lost that bushing in between them. So going forward, will it be overdrive? May try and squeeze a 518 in there. Overdrive on a switch. We'll see. But there we go. That's the answer. We drove on fragged parts.